a lot of energy that I don't like. You can go somewhere and say, like, this just don't feel right. And I know you probably saying, oh, it's because it has those black figures in the house. No, this house you could tell something happened in this dang house. Like, you could tell something wasn't right about this house. So she's, my teammate comes on. She's like, oh, okay, how are you doing? Like, how you feel? You all right? And I'm like, I'm all right, but it just, the energy just doesn't feel well. But, we're almost done. She's like, okay, cool. So we vacuum and whatever. There's like gnomes in the sunroom, and they're like different type of gnomes. Like, they're funny, don't get me wrong, but they're like it's just gnomes everywhere. Now, as I'm vacuuming, I'm thinking I see something again. I know nothing is behind me because I was the last person to come from that end of the house. So I'm thinking something is kind of behind me. I turn around, nothing's behind me. I'm like, okay. I said, you know what? Maybe it's just in my head. Maybe it's all in my head. Maybe I just got a headache. Maybe, this house is just affecting my mentals. So I'm just vacuuming whatnot and, just cleaning the house as normal. Mind you, I told you this house was clean as a whistle. The only thing that was really dirty and dusty was around the TV. But that's common when you dust. Like, you can go to anyone's house and see, like, you have dust on your TV. So that was really it with the cleaning. But I go into the master bedroom. I don't see anything weird, but guess what they had in their master bedroom? White dolls. But these were like white figure dolls. These were just regular white figure dolls. And I made a joke in my head. I said, oh, okay, so y'all don't keep black people in the bedroom. Because you have black figures all around the house, but you choose to put white figures in the bedroom. I guess because it makes you feel safe. And they had them sitting up properly, like on the bed. They had them sitting up properly, like on the bench at the end of the bed. Like, it was just that. And in their room, it was kind of like there was like this corner, like they went to Disneyland a lot. And on the refrigerator, now that I remember, they did have a lot of Disneyland stuff on the house. So these people went to Disney, I want to say every year or like every few years. It was a traditional thing for them. Which, I mean, I find normal, but I'm going to tell you my conspiracy theory after I get finished telling you about this house. So I cleaned the house and everything. I almost broke their bed because they had one of those canopy beds where like the long stick sticks out, and I was like wiping it and the stick almost fell. So and as I'm cleaning and I'm dusting the blinds, I thought someone just was like kind of tapping my shoulder, and I turned around and I didn't see anything. I'm like, okay, I'm just tripping. Like, I'm literally just tripping at this point. Like, what is going on? So we're done at this point. I'm mopping out, and I'm the one that mops out. Mind you, house is quiet as a mouse. It sits like in the woods. Has all these gnomes and all these black figures inside. And the house is just super clean. So I mop out or whatnot. Don't see anything creepy when I mop out, but I do notice, we came on the side. We mopped out the door where it leads to the pool. So I did wind up seeing the full figure of the pool guy. So yeah, that just it still gives me nightmares, guys. Like it this whole story time just still gives me nightmares. Like it gives me Get Out vibes. It really does. So, we just wound up driving off, and like, it was crazy. So I'm gonna tell you about that night. So that night, mind you, hold on, before I tell you about that night, let me tell you what I touched. I wound up touching the doorknob, of course, to get in the house. I wound up touching the Aunt Jemima that was in the kitchen. I wound up touching those black figures. I did not touch the dolls that were in the house. That's about it. Oh, and I think I touched one of the figures that were in the living room, but that's pretty much it. So later that night, I was just trying to go to sleep, watch TV like regular, and I'm laying down. I swear to God, I don't know what the fuck was in my bedroom that night or what was looking at me, but I really think it was. I really don't believe in the spirit and all that, but I really think whatever is in the house came to me that night. No, it didn't do anything to me, thank God. No, it didn't curse me, thank God. But something I left with that house. If you get what I'm trying to say, like I literally touched stuff when I was cleaning, and something left with me. That's why it's so important to like sage, and when you over someone's house, like don't touch it. Cleaning lady or not, like don't be touching shit, because after that job I really learned, like, be careful what the hell you touch. Because when I seen that, I really could barely sleep. I slept with the dang light on because I was like, man, like, this is crazy. I don't know what's going on. Mind you, every time I was looking up to clean, I felt it was like a black person. It was like a big black person. It looked like a woman. And my conspiracy theory is all of the black figures in the house are real people trapped in figures, and their soul is trapped there in the house. That is my conspiracy theory about the house. And the white people are in their bedroom, quote unquote, because the lighter skin back in the day, the lighter skinned slaves were in the house. So of course they're in the bedroom. You get what I'm trying to say? The little boy watches over the house while he plays in the yard. The pool boy takes care of the maintenance in the pool and the gardening, and the gnomes watch over the land. That's my conspiracy theory. I hope you guys didn't get scared about what I just said, but watch what you touch, you guys, and be careful where you go, because you never know. I mean, I was thankful, to come out of that house alive. I was thankful to, not have any mishaps that have happened, that butler and the maid, that's the real butler and the maid that cleans their houses and fix their food. I feel as though that's real, those small black figures that I saw, those are real people. They live in that house, that's my conspiracy theory. So yeah, but fun part, let's hop into this regular talk. I got a lot of regular talks. Like, I'm gonna be talking, y'all probably gonna get offended, whoever's listening, but I'm always pro-black, so deal with it. And while I am talking about this subject, I'm gonna be taking down my hair, so if you hear any ruckus, if you hear anything shaking, I am recording on my phone, so please be patient with me.
It's all on my Snapchat. Like, I see your little chick on Twitter, you verified. I was like, Mama had a young, so they both grew up together in a one-bedroom apartment with a couple guys that were part-time, but they leave so quickly. You know shit be. When mama's only 16 years older than me.
Okay, so I want to talk about white girls getting pregnant at 16 versus black girls getting pregnant at 16. And before you be like, don't even speak on it because, like, you don't have kids. First off, you don't know what I have. You know, you don't know who I've been around. You don't know who. So, you know, don't even do it. Don't even DM me, man. Don't. I'm just kidding. But I ran across this subscription feed on Snapchat the other day. And it was this white girl, and she had 2 children. Of course, you know, I looked at the kids, and they're beautiful children, don't get me wrong, but they're mixed with white and African American. So she was just telling her story, and it really wasn't a story to tell. She was just saying how she got pregnant, okay? But here's this. I don't see many black girls getting as much praise, as much attention from the media when we get pregnant, because people really look at it as, oh, that's what's supposed to happen. That's what goes on, you know, in the Latino community. You know, there's always stereos about how they start off at 14, even younger, having kids. You know, some of the statistics are true. I'm not saying it is a stereotype, but when you look at the black and brown community, yes, we do have children at such a young age. You know, we do start, you know, being sexually active at such a young age and having children. But society looks at that as that's normal. So, of course, we're not going to get praised for it. These white 16-year-old girls that have a quote-unquote story and, you know, just has this rock bottom success is getting their story told, whereas this black 16-year-old girl, you know, she doesn't really have help. Her family is kind of disowning her. Her family, you know, doesn't really support the decision that she made by keeping the child, nor having a child at a young age. And so is, you know, the Latino girl. Now, with the white girl, I'm not blaming her at all. You know, she had her beautiful children, at a young age, blah, blah, blah. You know, clearly she has help. She has a supportive family. She has a supportive mother that helps her, of course. But when you look at the black community, we don't finish school sometimes. Because we don't have support. We don't get to accomplish our goals half of the time because we don't have moral support. Single moms, even when they're 20-something, and they don't have a boyfriend or they don't have a husband to watch their child while they work, they have to be unemployed. They have to give that special attention to their child because their parents are not helping, whether it's white, I'm gonna get hindered for this so bad. These white young 16-year-old girls, they have all the support in the world because their family encouraged them. Their family is helping them. You know, I feel as though our community needs to do a little bit better. Yes, we make mistakes. We are all human. You know, yes, you are a young teenager and a young adult, and that age is so confusing. On top of that, you have a child. You know, you need all the support you can. A great example would be where I'm coming from is Teen Mom. So let's talk about it. Now, when I was younger,